I didn't want to be a rock star. I didn't want to be a movie star. I want to be a health-based culinary expert, a cook star, and so can you. Hi, I'm Remy from Cook Time with Remy, and welcome to Chef Club Box Fresh. Today, we're going to make a Moroccan meatball tagine with lemony couscous and a minted yogurt. So for our first step, we're going to head over to the stove. Step 1, we're going to add some oil into my Dutch oven here. And we're going to make sure you have it on medium heat. Ooh. And we're going to add some garlic. I'm going to get ready for the sizzle. I love that noise. Get some onion. There we go. Celery. And carrots. Our little mirepoix plus garlic. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. You just want to saute your vegetables for about 2 minutes, at least until they get soft. And as always, we're going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm actually going to add a little bit more oil in there. I love that smell. So we're just going to let those saute for a little bit longer until they can get soft. Step 2, we're going to go ahead and add our beef broth. Watch your head on this one because it's looking very hot. Then we're going to add our cilantro, get all of that in there, make sure nice and fragrant. And our spices. We have some saffron here, we have turmeric, and we also have cinnamon. So it's going to be a lot of sweet flavor there and some awesome color. And then we have our diced tomatoes. We want to keep the juice on these because we want all the moisture that we can get in there. Just going to stir this up and make sure everything is well incorporated. Again, we're going to add some more salt and pepper because you want to season as you go. And always remember, you got to taste it too. Or you can smell it like I do. I love smelling this dish. And we're going to actually bring the heat up on this guy and bring it up to a boil for now. And then once it gets to a boil, we're going to bring it down to a simmer. But now over to this hot plate, I'm going to go ahead and turn this guy on. And we're going to boil our water and make our couscous. And so for the couscous, it's actually going to be a lemony couscous. So in order to do that, I actually have some lemon juice already here. And we're going to add just a teensy bit of oil to the water. And that sort of prevents the granules of the couscous from clumping together because that's not really a texture you want for this dish. Just a little drop of oil. So we're going to go ahead, we have our lemon juice in there, our oil, and we're going to go ahead and add our actual couscous now. So what you want to do with this guy, you're going to make sure it's well incorporated, the liquid, with the couscous. And you're going to bring it to the oil, and then you're just going to cover it with the lid and turn it off. And then you let that steam for about 5-ish minutes, or at least according to package instructions. And so this guy is actually boiling already, so we're going to go ahead and bring him down and go back over and make our meatballs. Step 3, let's make our meatballs. So what I have already is my ground beef in my bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and add our panko, our egg, which I've already cracked to spare any humiliation just in case. We have our onion, let's get all that little guy. And some chopped up cilantro because you can never get enough cilantro. And then our spices. So for this, they all look very similar, but they're very different. We have cumin and cinnamon and nutmeg. So you have a nice nutty and sweet flavor in there. Fun fact, a lot of Moroccan chefs actually have something called ras al hanout, which is like their own spice mix, usually consisting from 20 to 40 spices. I mean, I only have 3, and that's a lot of flavor already. I'm going to add some salt and pepper in here. And then, so the thing with the meatballs is that whenever you're incorporating it, you want it to be very soft with it because otherwise your meat can get really tough and then you'll have tough meatballs and that just doesn't taste very good. And actually, sometimes you just got to ditch the spoon because it just gets in the way. So just use your hands, make sure the spices get into that meat, sort of massage it of sorts. And everything is nice and incorporated, so you want your onions to be in there. And this smells good too. I mean, it's weird to smell raw meat, but it still smells good. So we got our mixture just about together now. Our eggs, everything good. So now we're going to make the actual meatballs part. So we're going to get about a nice little handful here. You want to make meatballs that are about 1.5 inch wide and at least diameter. No guys, we're gonna put them on the plate here. And I love making meatballs. It's just super, you literally just like put meat in between your hands and make a ball. So this is especially fun for any younger kids out there who aren't really familiar with like using the stove or hot appliances yet. It's something easy that you get started with. Oh, I love smiling. I'm gonna keep smiling. I think that's weird. Also, fun fact though, is that Moroccans are huge in hospitality and they love doing big feasts and big meals. And that's why I love this tagine. Really, it's like a family meal. You just get your meatballs out of the Dutch oven. Everybody's having a fun time around the table. So we have our meatballs done, and we're gonna go back over to our Dutch oven. So now we're gonna go ahead and add our meatballs to our mixture. You're gonna be very careful here because you don't want any of the mixture splashing on you because it is hot. But so we're just gonna place them on top right now, and then I'll actually get my spoon and sort of incorporate them in there better. And you might have to do some shifting around just because they might not get covered with the juice, and that's really what you're aiming for here. So I'm actually gonna get my little spoon here and make sure this guy goes down, make sure they all go down. Sort of press in the sides, clear some room. And so we're gonna cover this and let it sit on simmer for about 25 minutes. That way the meatballs can really cook through and get that flavor that I smelled at least. And now we're gonna go back over there and make our yogurt sauce, but I'm gonna wash my hands first. Step 4. Now this is my favorite step. It's very complex. So you just take about a tablespoon of mint, you have some plain yogurt here, and you put it in there like that. It takes a lot of hard thought, you know, you sort of have to think it over, make sure everything's good. Just kidding. You're just gonna mix this together like that. And you wanna make sure the mint really does get well incorporated though, because the yogurt's gonna have that minty flavor that really complements the couscous and the tagine whenever it's done. So just make sure it's well mixed. It's a very important task. That's your mint yogurt. Step 5, we're gonna finish off our tagine by adding some spinach. You wanna do this at the very end so that way the spinach does not get wilted and super just mushy. I'm just gonna put that in there. It will wilt on its own, you don't need to really push it in there. And then we're gonna just go ahead and put the lid back on. That will steam it nicely. Still keep a little bit of crunch that you want. And then we're actually gonna go ahead and bring over our things. So our couscous is finished. So we're gonna just bring this guy over here. And then we're gonna actually turn this off and bring over our tagine. I think it smells through the pot. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to finish off our couscous. We have some lemon here and we have a zester, and you're actually going to add a little bit of lemon zest in there, and this really helps get that concentrated lemon flavor that you want. So we're going to add this in there. Ugh, I love the smell of lemon too. Cooking is just so very aromatic. And that is how you know you're doing it well. So I'm going to get I'm actually going to use this fork. I'm going to sort of fluff up this couscous. So we're going to move over this stuff, and we're going to bring our bowl closer. We're going to get our couscous, which I'm going to use my fork with. I'm going to get a sizable amount there. Oops. Try to prevent mess, but it's also me, so it's like a given. And so then I'm actually going to create a little divot in my couscous here. This is for most likely like picture effects, because whenever you place the meatballs off, they might roll down and that doesn't look too pretty. So we're going to get a nice little, almost like a dugout-ish. And then we're going to go ahead and get our meatballs. So we get these guys. Oh, these look so good, and they smell so good. See, the divot works like perfectly. So let's get another one because they're just amazing. And usually do not touch hot food, but just be very careful with this if you want to make it look really pretty. And then we're going to get our vegetables here. We have some carrots. I love the color orange. They really make it pop. Just put those on top. They might roll down. You can't really do much about them. And they're carrots. They're stubborn. That doesn't make sense. And then we're going to get some spinach and get some green on there. Make it look really pretty. And then we're going to top it off with our yogurt sauce. So we're going to get a good sized dollop on top. Aha. And then garnish with some parsley, as I do with basically everything. And it just adds really nice pop of green. As you can see with this, the carrots, since they weren't cooked too long and they're cooked in turmeric, they still have their bright orange color and they'll be nice and tender. And then the spinach, since adding at the end, it still has a bright pop to it. And now for my favorite time of cooking, the taste test. get everything on one fork, which is the hardest part, I think, about cooking. Oh my goodness. That is so good. Especially with the spices and the meatballs where they shine through. And they complement with the spices and the sauce. And the crunchiness of the carrots is just enough. Oh my god, everything. It just tastes so good. So I definitely recommend that you make this at home. And thank you for cooking with me. We'll see you next time. With a lemony couscous. It's a funny word. I need to get all my jiggles out. I was like, okay.